Hello everyone and Happy New Year. My name is Antonis
And my name is George.
and this is Digital Kitsune, the talk show that empowers the digital marketing community by extracting knowledge from top marketing minds.
And today with us, we have Yannis Harhas, commonly known as Harhas. Let me introduce the guest for our audience. Yannis Harhas started Infinity Greece in 2014, embarking on a trip to Greek social entrepreneurship, selling there ever since, and probably with the goal of reaching Greek infinity. His organization has attracted more than 330 volunteers, created more than 34 events with a total of 11,500 attendees, and had left a huge positive impact on Thessaloniki's youth society. Apart from being an entrepreneur and a marketeer, Harhas is a video producer, studies applied informatics, and a lot of music theory alongside with some musical instruments. And I know him personally. You will find out for soon that he is a very good guy to have around. So, Harhas, welcome to our show.
Hello, it's nice to meet you. I really appreciate your invitation, actually. Wish you the best for the new year. I hope I am a good guest for the first episode of 2020. And it's like when you say 330 volunteers and all these numbers that I remember these 5 years that have passed, and it's kind of weird. This is the 6th year. We had the 5 years anniversary last month, and we celebrated. We made a special after movie. Unfortunately, it's only in Greek. But in any case, I will share as much as possible in English here in
Perfect.
this podcast.
Perfect. So let me jump into the questions right away. Talking about Infinity Greece, how did you get into creating the organization and how marketing has influenced your strategy up to this day?
First of all, it's kind of weird how I actually began creating Infinity Greece, because I was just in the first year of university, and I was always loving media. Since I was a child, I liked creating videos, filming full things, radio. I was on air since junior high school, in the internet, of course. I mean, my own web radio and all this stuff. So when actually we've all done this, or most of us.
Exactly.
When it was time for university, I said I gotta create a team where people will be able to experiment in media. But this was not that mature and deep yet. I mean, I just wanted to create a team to have fun and all this stuff. As year passed, this became an organization about young people. The goal is to help young people develop soft and hard skills in digital media. So actually, it's about helping people to learn how to create content or manage their own campaigns and events, of course, using digital technologies. So marketing is a big part of Infinity Greece. I didn't know exactly what marketing. I mean, you think you're 19 years old or 18 or something like that, and you're like, okay, I know what it is, but you don't really. So it was an interesting journey where marketing was helping me. I was trying to help others discover marketing, but in that way, I also discovered it by myself. So digital marketing was the only channel that we could use to communicate with our audience. It is super magic how you can use digital tools, digital channels, not only to communicate with your audience, but also to organize your group or project. This project, this organization would not be possible 20 years ago, I think. Mm-hmm. Or it could be really difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, what are the main factors for your digital marketing strategy?
We are trying being real. Mm-hmm. I mean, we want to communicate in a way that is unique, that is really mirroring the way that we think, the way that we would react. We try to be on time on what's happening in the city. And it is really interesting because once upon a time, 2 or 3 years ago, Infinity Greece was also hosting entertainment content, fun content from our volunteers, generated by our volunteers. It was blog posts, articles, radio shows, videos. So all of this stuff, both youth empowerment programs, like the one, the volunteering experience I described before, and all the media, let's say, work coexisted in the same place. So this made it really difficult for us to communicate who we really are, because we had like 2 projects under the same brand. So we separated the brands, that's all. Infinity Greece is now the youth organization which has volunteering and educational programs. This was, I think, the most important strategic step to show other people that we're not a web radio or a blog or something. We are a youth organization. And infinities.gr is a separate project that hosts all the media content, radio shows, blog posts, and videos.
How do you measure success in your digital marketing strategy?
Well, we're trying measuring conversions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, of course, that always does. You already mentioned too many events. So for us, the most important part is events and volunteering program. We create really too many events every year. Our volunteers help these events, they organize it. So it's important having people, human resources, volunteers, and events. So we actually count how many people come to visit the events, how many people attend the events, and how many people apply for being volunteers. This is actually part of a bigger campaign, and I mean a bigger marketing effort. It's not only your digital presence, it's the way you act, your product or service or whatever. It's all the other channels that you use. For example, when we have a big event, we have media sponsors. So we are on the radio, we may be on TV, local TV, newspapers, blogs, etc. But all of this stuff, I believe that when you have a very good image, let's say, profiles in digital media, it's always easy for people to trust you. It's easier for people to trust you because they saw an ad, they saw a poster, they received a flyer. So then they search for you and they see a very good digital presence. So they're like, cool, this event is nice. This event has interactions and engagement. So I want to join.
I really want to ask something about the Infinities project and Infinity Greece. Like it's visible that you bet a lot on content. And okay, I understand. I pretty much know why you should bet on content, but what was your motivation to actually go there, like to move that direction, try to create more content for your audience?
Well, this is kind of interesting because the motivation is not really creating more content for the audience. I mean, audience is always important, but the motivation is helping people learn how to create content. So when it all began, I wanted to build a team that we could all create and make content and maybe be good bloggers or find something else in the future or have fun while doing that. But I realized that people don't really care about that. I mean, it's not only that. There were already solutions about this problem. It was a bigger image. It was that people wanted to feel active. They wanted to feel empowered. They wanted to learn all this stuff, have fun. Maybe some of them just have it as a hobby. They don't care about being copywriters or about being authors or radio producers. So the important thing that we could do was to create a different environment where people would be able to experiment and create and learn. That's
So
what
for
motivates us
organization-
to create more content and support all this stuff.
Okay, so the organization was like the important step, a way like you create content as a way for your volunteers to get educated and
Yes.
to actually express themselves. This is the key.
I think this is it, because otherwise we may use. I think we would use in a different way our media website, and we would try finding a more niche audience, working in a different way. But we really have free entertainment, of course, topics. I mean, you need to be in a part, not all the topics of the world, just
Okay.
one industry. So we're mostly a student's blog and a student's website, but we are free to different issues in blog posts, videos, radio shows, because the goal is not to be the number one media portal, but to become a very good youth organization. So
All
this
right.
one helps that.
I just want to add up something real quick. I think Adonis has a question. This is really relevant with what we were talking about on our previous episode with Inea Alexakis. The thing is that we both agreed that we would love for business to be more genuine and for content to be more genuine. And I think that with this kind of process, you create genuine content. Like, you don't create content. I really like the answer, because you don't create content for your audience, but you create content to express yourself, and that's a key to being authentic. And we really need to be authentic in 2020. I think like we really got fed up with like all this normal,
It's like
ordinary.
chasing the algorithm. Like
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
creating
No,
content
no,
for
no.
people, you're creating for the algorithm.
Great. Nice.
As you mentioned, you organize various events, you create and distribute lots of content on digital mediums. First of all, I would like to ask you, what are your favorite digital mediums nowadays?
Okay. Um, well, I may be a bit vintage, but I still love Facebook. Uh, I don't know if I'm the only one, okay. But I really like Facebook because, as a friend of mine says, start creating content on the medium that you're feeling fine and comfortable. So I like Facebook. It's like, for me, a place where you can connect, where you can communicate, and I really admire how it helps communities. Facebook for me is a tool of job. I mean, not only because you have to administrate a social media account or something like that, because it really helps you communicate with people from abroad, maybe that are maybe friends or colleagues or whatever. Facebook, I think Facebook is the best one. I also like the gossip side of stories. You know, once upon a time we were all checking on Facebook and you were scrolling and you could see where people have checked in. So now this is all in stories on Instagram. But I still prefer Facebook.
It's crazy that we talk about being like something being vintage, and like it was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was like so relevant, and like
Yes.
yeah, times change.
And
So
you know what? I also like Twitter, but I am alone there.
yeah. In Greece, Twitter, I don't think it makes so much sense. It's a sad reality, but it does actually. All right. So
And what are your mediums for community building? Do you use Facebook groups or Facebook page or an
We use
Instagram
mostly
page?
Facebook pages. The thing with the Facebook groups is that I believe that they can work when it is a really niche topic. For example, let's say that we create niche topic.
No, no,
You know, a viral
you are
group.
right. Go ahead. You are right. Must be a niche
I
topic.
mean,
Yeah.
it could be a bit more extended, but this is the core.
Yeah.
It could be, for example, you know, a famous Greek group about employees, where employees log in just to write down their complaints.
I think I know.
So,
I know the
yeah, it is a really niche issue, and we know that we get inside that group to find out that kind of content. So, as long as we have more volunteering actions and stuff like that, we need to have a more generic view. So a Facebook page helps us more. because people don't have high motivations to get inside a group to find generic stuff. We use them sometimes, but we still prefer Facebook groups and Instagram to interact as much as possible.
Yeah. Because engagement is the key on social media.
That's true.
I mean, exactly. What's the point talking on your own?
Yeah.
If you want to talk on your own, you go to Twitter, right?
Yeah, I do so.
Why not?
All right. Let me ask. Of course, I would ask something about content. Let me ask something about content because, like, I have seen a lot of your content pieces, and I see a lot of them not only reach your audience, but some of them go viral. I think we kind of answered that question by being authentic, but do you think there's a secret to virality or like for internet success?
You have to go and talk about something that people care. It could be. It is also a matter of timing. I mean, there is no perfect recipe, but for sure, it is what people care about. It is if you do a good enough job, if it is the right moment, if you find the right channels to distribute the content. I mean, what you are talking about the parody that I created oh my God, 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, and it went viral, but what would happen if I was only trying to promote it via Twitter or LinkedIn? It was a parody about students, about university students. So yes, Facebook and Instagram worked. I sent some personal messages to bigger blogs, bigger media portals. So you need to activate the right channels and have the right content. And I mean, I know that because I know good enough how to create videos, maybe not being the best one, but I know good enough how to do that. I know that this video had enough technical mistakes, and I had no other choice. I mean, because we had no time, sun was falling. Sun was falling. We had no other light, so we had to film it as fast as possible. Cool. I mean, it was still in purpose. We did that.
Okay.
I have another question. Would you choose TikTok to
Nice.
upload your videos? So you have to be short and try to be viral within 8 or 10 seconds. Would you choose TikTok?
Well, first of all, I just tried TikTok last month. I have kind of mixed feelings. I mean, I like it, but the same moment, I feel like this is so cool. How will we adopt it? Because when it's a person, it's this thing is super alive, super alive. If I am a person, I'm a human, I'm a persona, I'm a YouTuber or something like that, I can post content including me. If I have a brand, it's more difficult. You need to create unique unique content, animated content all the time with people, with real people, doing things that are designed for this specific platform. You cannot put the same graphics. I mean, you cannot put the poster in TikTok.
Of course, you cannot.
It's pointless. You cannot
It's
put the poster,
pointless.
you cannot put the text,
Absolutely.
you cannot put a podcast, you cannot put... What can you put? Only unique content that is created specifically for TikTok. This makes it difficult, I think, for smaller brands to get into this kind of world. Actually, this makes it difficult for small marketing agencies that have to guide smaller brands on how to create this content. This is the way I should tell that. Because if I am a social media manager, for example, in a coffee shop, I have to explain and train people there on how to use this platform, because you cannot use it and schedule it and manage it in a way that you would with other platforms. So this is unique. That's why it is rising, I think. And it's super alive and has great effects. So to answer the question, I would use that as a persona, and I would like to use this as a marketeer, but you always have to see whether it is the right moment or not. But it's a chance to use it now, because it is rising and it's the beginning, and you can have a bigger account now that fewer people are there.
I really like the question on TikTok because what I wanted to ask next was like, okay, 2010, like the last decade is past now. We are in 2020s. We can't say 20s anymore because the 19th century took it, okay? But the thing is that last decade was what made digital marketing mainstream. And thanks for that, so that we can all have jobs. But the thing is, what are your projections on digital marketing for the new decade to come? Except, of course, TikTok. We already analyzed that.
Maybe TikTok is coming, but maybe I'm not the best to answer that. But I still know that we're gonna see new things. I mean, digital trends, augmented reality, cryptocurrencies, wider e-commerce world. I mean, still new technologies. We believe that, okay, too many new things arrived. We are ready. No, we're not. Still too many new things come every day in social media and digital means in general. So I believe that we will have plenty of tools and choices in the future, and that I don't know how to explain it, but at this moment, Google, for example, is on top, Facebook is on top. There are specific companies with their own means and services that are on the top of the internet. This was what was happening many years ago with Yahoo, for example. So who knows what is going to happen next day? Maybe a new medium will overlap all of the others and will change the way we use it.
We will see, yeah. Actually, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. And my last question is about the new marketeers who are viewing us now. What are your tips on the new marketeers out there?
Well, I believe that the most important thing is to have a look at what's going on outside your business. I mean, new means, new trends, new services, new tools, everything that comes, you have to be informed and you have to be ready to adapt it. You have to be ready to adjust in new situations. Sometimes because we have learned something pretty well, we're like, cool, I know Facebook ads now, great, I'm a master. I'm a master in Facebook ads. So we forget to look right next to it. So what would happen if everybody's somewhere else in another platform and we don't care because we know Facebook ads? We need to do new steps every day and keep on informing and testing and failing and succeeding again, because that's what will help us grow.
That's totally true. That's totally true. If you don't try, you cannot learn.
Yes, and we have to also, when it comes to customers, I mean, an agency customer, for example, we have to try being as true as possible and give them the sense that we can try this together. We are partners. It's not that I'm the company and you're the customer and that's it. We are partners and we're trying to build something together. This is important. Neither the marketeer knows everything. Marketeer is a good marketeer, but he's not in the business of his customer. If I have a shoe shop, I don't know how to create shoes, or I don't know which shoes are selling the most, or I don't know what kind of shoes do mothers prefer. or all these details that an entrepreneur, a company owner knows. And he doesn't know digital marketing. I do. So we are partners.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think that's it. For the last question, I think I was surprised because if I was you, Harhas, I would say like join Infinity Greece or something. But like, okay, of course, if you are in Thessaloniki, you should check Harhas organization. And as I said, I think that's about it for our third episode. Thank you all for watching. Of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media at Digital Kitsune Show. So next show is going to be on the end of January. So follow us and see you around.
See you around, Paul. Bye bye.